Hi, Dallas Beshears from Goated Golf. Welcome to the Women in Golf.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
Absolutely. We're so excited to hear your story. And I know I've gotten a little like teaser and tidbit. We've got lots of conversation, I think personally and professionally, that um, may cross over each other. So I'm excited about it. You are, as just a formal introduction, the Chief of Marketing at Goated Golf, which is a putter company. And
Yes, ma'am.
I always start these interviews with just asking you how golf came into your life. So we're going to start there, let you take the floor and hear all about what you've been up to.
Well, it was about 2.5, 3 years ago now. I was working in transportation and logistics on the sales side. And I guess I specialized in produce and food service. And within produce, there's so many people that golf. Obviously, in corporate America, there's tons of people that golf.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a very male dominated industry, so I
Hmm.
needed more of a leg up and something that kind of set me apart. And golf, I've always been involved in sports, and so I kind of looked at golf as a way to get back into sports and also to give me that leg up within corporate. So honestly, I still remember the night I went to the range with a few of my friends, and I fell in love with it instantly.
That's had you
um
had you played previously, like growing up or anything?
Not at all. Mm-mm.
Stop. Oh, that's so cool. But obviously athletic. I've like totally scrolled through your Instagram and I'm like, all right, she plays basketball. Like I can tell you're athletic, so that's a help for sure with starting a sport that late.
You know what's so funny is I've played every sport. Literally, I rodeoed. Like that
Oh,
is what paid for my college. Is I rodeoed in college. I played
stop.
basketball, rodeo, volleyball, soccer. I ice skated when I was younger, like
Oh my gosh.
everything. And no sport is as hard as golf is for me.
Isn't that the
Like
truth? You can be
it's
as athletic as
insane.
all get out, and it is the most, yeah, like frustrating sport. That's
It
so
is.
funny. So I have to ask because that's something we have in common. So I came from a background, I was a supply chain major in college and played
Okay.
lacrosse. Yeah. And my first few jobs, I think, were with like Sears. I was trying to get into apparel, but I was wearing steel-toed boots, like working at the fulfillment center. And then I got
Mhm.
into a forklift manufacturing company and I was helping with some sourcing, but then got into supply, like a lot more logistic stuff. And I had a little stint kind of later in that career too, where I was helping a friend of mine who had a popsicle manufacturing business. So we were making our own popsicles, selling to Whole Foods. So
Okay.
I was helping source produce for our popsicles, and we were logistically moving our frozen product. And I remember them being like, why did we choose a frozen product? Like just the supply chain and logistics around it. Trying to find reefer trucks, I was like, my mind was always spinning, trying to find a good rate on a frozen truck that would take our stuff for, I mean, 0 to 15 degrees and below. So you can
Yeah.
probably totally understand that
100%.
that world. What company were you with? I'm
Yeah.
just curious.
So I was with A&Z Trucking, and then I
Uh-huh.
switched over to Traffics.
Okay.
But I ended up leaving end of January. So I
That's
left
right.
all of corporate America. I
Holy
will not go
cow.
back.
Oh, right? And now you probably are loving this industry. Like it is a cool spot to be. When you left, what like got you to take that leap from leaving supply chain, kind of logistics and everything, and getting into the world of golf? Did somebody come knocking on your door, or were you looking?
I had no, I had somebody come knocking on my door. It was the putter
Mm-hmm.
company. So I was kind of going back and forth with that, and I was not happy. Truthfully,
Mm-hmm.
the company I was at was not where I wanted to be,
Yeah.
and I'm still
Yeah.
friends with people there, and it is what it is,
Sure.
but it was not my long term, and I
Yeah.
had known that for a while. I had kind of figured that out. So when I had talked to our CEO at Goated, Kevin, kind of about what we wanted to do, plans, about the company as a whole, I knew I just had that feeling, the overwhelming feeling when
Yeah.
it's right.
Yep.
So I rolled right into it. I mean, I announced it the day after I was done at traffic. So
Had you heard of Goated Golf when they approached you?
no, so it is a new company. They launched in
Yeah.
November.
Oh, it's
So
amazing.
brand new.
Okay.
I mean, I knew about it before almost everybody, and it is brand new. Like, no, I had no idea it was even in the works until like right before launching. So,
That is so cool. So obviously Goated Golf it sounds like in startup mode, is that correct?
I would almost say it's past startup now. It's
Yeah.
been crazy. It
That's so
hit
good.
the floor running,
Cool.
which is so exciting. Obviously yes, there's the startup feel as in trying to really grasp where we're going, what we're doing, our
Yeah.
target market, like things like that.
Yep.
Um, but it's coming from the logistics background into this, it's an easy sell. It's easy.
That's so fun. But that's what makes it enjoyable. And now you're in this world of golf. And what has been, I guess, like your first few priorities as you got onboarded with the company and all that? Obviously, as chief of marketing, are you going to events? Are you very customer facing? You probably wear a few hats, is what I'm going to assume. But
Yes,
what's that been like
yes.
so far?
So we've had some events. The rest of the team is all in Florida, so we're
Hmm.
pretty split up. So they've done their events out here. I've kind of done mine out here. We did do PGA show together this
Okay,
year,
cool.
and it
Hmm.
was awesome. It was
Yeah, it's a good
really,
place
really
to
good.
be.
So yes, definitely. So it is kind of hard with us being split, but
Hmm.
with that comes covering more of an area.
Yeah.
Um, and then what was the rest of that question? I'm
Oh,
sorry.
just like what some of your priorities have been. Obviously, you've been, yeah, it sounds like, I mean, PGA show is a big one, that for anybody.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I think the only reason I didn't come across you guys is I was stuck on the total opposite end of the convention center
Yes.
in apparel.
Yes.
It wasn't until like the last day, per usual, that I was able to like walk down for a second and walk back, and it was short lived. But
Yeah.
congratulations! It's a
Thank you.
cool event. A lot of work. I don't know
Yes.
what kind of setup you guys had, but yeah, it
So
is
we
a
just
big.
attended.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
I
to
know
walk
enough
around.
people
Good.
there that I was like, I'll
Yeah.
go talk.
And
So,
mingling. Oh, good. Oh, good.
yes.
They probably welcome that personality. So obviously, you've now had a few months under your belt. Not even few. I guess a couple, right?
Yeah,
Two,
it's
three
still pretty
months.
new.
Yeah.
We're still kind of trying to figure things out. Honestly, from PGA show, I really dove into the golf world, and I've kind of retracted a little bit and figured out that it fits corporate a lot better than it just fits the golf world.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I came from corporate. That's how I got into golf because so many people are into that. And so with these putters, we can create, like, we can put your logos on it. We can do completely customizable designs.
Yeah.
And we have a low MOQ. It's 40 is our lowest
That's
unit.
great.
And so at the price point that we sell at, it is such a good fit for these corporate companies because one,
Yeah.
you're spending so much less than you would
Yeah.
on, you know, God knows what else. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had the corporate card, I've had to spend a lot of money, and the amount
Yeah.
I've ran through there is incredible. So
Right.
getting these items that are customized with your logo, things like that, nobody gives you a putter
Mm-hmm.
ever. So you stand out.
Yeah.
So it's been like I said, it's been an easy sell.
That's really cool. And I think to your point, like you're almost finding that second channel for you guys when it is corporate. And I
Absolutely.
know we've fallen in that a little bit too. Like that our pieces resonate with like a corporate group of women that are, in a golf outing. And I'd say women are typically an afterthought in their choices for what you're gifted at a golf outing. So it's been nice because our pieces kind of flex into a little bit more of that corporate wear, right? We've got like some good button
Absolutely.
downs, things that are just a little bit more transitional to that your everyday like corporate wardrobe too, without being obnoxiously corporate. But it
Absolutely. I
is,
couldn't agree more.
it's a big opportunity, and like you said, it's cool that you're getting to see from where you came from that opportunity, especially play
Hmm.
out in you know, new company you're with and the role and being a product that's not typically offered in that setting. So,
Yeah.
like you said, when you said it's really busy, I don't doubt it. It's really cool.
Yeah. No,
Now,
it's been awesome.
so are you traveling a lot?
Um, Not as much, which
Hmm.
with I guess when I was with the first company, ANZ, I traveled quite a bit.
Yeah.
It slowed down a little bit when I was with Traffics, and now with this one, I feel like it's been crazy and like trying to find that balance. But then also being in Arizona, I really don't have to travel
Yeah.
too much because there's so much going on here, so much within golf. There's so
Yeah.
many good courses. There's just it's a golf hub,
It
you know.
is.
So I
It
haven't had
is.
to too much.
That's so good. And where in Arizona are you?
So I'm Gilbert. I'm about
Okay,
30
got it.
minutes from Scottsdale.
Yeah, not bad. And then you've
Yeah.
got personally, you have a daughter. We were just talking about that. You said she's 6.
Yes. Yep. Little
And
6-year-old girl,
what's her name?
Bentley.
Oh, that's cute.
Yep.
Super
She's
cute.
expensive too.
Oh man, I don't doubt it. That's gonna get worse and worse, unfortunately.
I know, and I do it to myself. She is a
Yeah.
spitting image of me, so
Oh my gosh, how sweet. Do you have family close by, or you like did you transplant
yes.
to Arizona?
No, so I was actually in Texas,
Okay.
and then things happened.
Yeah.
I was living with a boyfriend at the time,
Hmm.
ended up
Yeah.
pregnant, and
Yeah.
my family is here.
Amazing.
So I moved back in then, and I have stayed. And it's I've always been super super close with family, and she doesn't necessarily have a dad, so
Hmm.
being having that father figure in her life and being close to her grandparents and my aunt. And when I like I said, I don't travel a bunch, but I have so many events and so many things I have to be
Yeah.
at and like so much going on that I'm always on the go.
Yeah.
So it has just worked out so well to have her in one home, in one
Yeah.
room, not uprooted all the time.
That's
And
so
so,
nice.
don't get me wrong, it's a little hard on me sometimes, but I
Yeah.
look at what is, as a mother, you have to look at what's best for
Hmm.
your child, and
Yeah.
that is by far what is best for my child. So,
I mean, I think it's so amazing that you're doing what you're doing and trying to balance that, especially a new job, right? Like, there's always that out of the gate, you're trying to put every ounce of effort you can into this new role. And it's a big shift for you, right? To go from something that was probably a bit more comfortable having had 2 jobs in that logistics arena and then to move to something so new and obviously cheap marketing. Like, you probably have new challenges every day and it's really
mhm.
consuming, not to mention when your day has to stop at some point for your young daughter, and it's not an easy thing to do at all, so kudos to you.
No, thank you. Thank you.
And now I have to
No,
ask, have
it's
you taken her golfing at all?
Oh, absolutely. I
Oh.
am dead set on my child being a golfer. I wish that I golfed when I was younger.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, absolutely. I mean, any ounce of interest that she has, I don't care
Yeah.
what it costs. I don't care what time. I will do it. Like
Yeah.
she has her own little set of clubs and her own bag,
Cute.
and she's decided like she wanted to go get a bag for her clubs, and I'm like, absolutely, let's go.
Right.
We're headed to the store right now.
Cute.
So, it's finally clicked in like the last 3 months though that she actually has interest, and I've been
Oh,
pushing for a while.
cool. Yeah.
But I take her on
It's
Sundays
cool.
to the Waste Management Open, and I'll kind of wait. until a little later in the day when it calms down, let's just say.
Cool.
And she knows it's her day. So I'll take her to 16 and like, oh, she knows. She remembers everything. Like that's where the food is. We get to go down there
Oh,
after and so it was cool. That's when it really connected for her. She
yeah.
looked up and was like, I want to play here. And I was
Cool.
just
Oh
like,
gosh.
yes,
Yes.
that's it,
Yeah.
finally. So
Especially
we've
when
been
you've
to the,
got
we go to the range all the time.
cool.
And she, tees them up and she just wants to hit it as far as she can and gets super excited. So she's finally told
So,
me, I want to golf forever. And I'm like, I've done my
oh,
job.
how cool is that? I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably music to your ears because it'll be something you'll be able to do together forever. That
Yes,
is
absolutely.
so fun, I'm sure, to watch her grow in that. And especially with
Mhm.
your obviously athletic and competitive nature, you're probably
Yes,
absolutely gung ho about it. I can just imagine.
definitely.
That's
Definitely.
so,
Like I've put her in all sorts of other sports, but all this is the one I push the
yeah,
most by
yeah,
far.
that's
Far.
so cool. And that's like how it was for me growing up. I always say that my dad, basically at six, like six, it was probably 6 years old, he would take us to the course and we'd play. And I remember my brother's probably butting heads with him most, just with him
Uh-huh.
trying to coach us and stuff. And I was all ears for the most part, got disconnected from the sport through college and all that. And of course, met my husband who was a golfer. So we spent a lot of time doing that. But I just remember my dad being like, you don't have to be good, but you have to know how to play golf for your
Yes,
professional career, if anything. And like you saw, like it does give you a leg up in the corporate
absolutely.
world to be able to say yes to the outings, to be able to like actually step up and look like you know what you're doing. That's how I really, and I don't know that I ever like fell in love with the sport because I never like allocated that kind of time to it, but it was definitely that moment in my professional career that I was like, okay, now I can thank my dad for having roped me out there when I was, kind of washy on it. It wasn't a priority of mine, but
Yeah,
really cool now. So same with my boys. We're like, you have to get out there, and now it's
yeah.
turned into something we like to do as a family. So it's cool
That's so
when you have that
awesome.
connection. Oh yeah, it is. It's really fun. They get a little too competitive with each other, of course, but for the most part, it's been enjoyable. So,
Yes.
what's next for you? I mean, obviously you're new to the industry. You've got this kind of roller coaster ride ahead of you, and probably hyper
Absolutely.
focused on where you go with Goated Golf. Um, what are your thoughts there?
Oh man. I really am pushing to go more into the corporate. I've kind of,
Yep.
like I had mentioned before, I'm kind of
Mm-hmm.
taking that, heading that way. Um, but I've also been getting into events. So
Well,
putting on events, things like that. I put on an event for ASU baseball. It was their alumni and
fun.
fundraising event.
Mm-hmm.
Big deal. So I've got another one I've got to do end of October, beginning of November. And I've had quite a few different people, quite a few different companies talking to me about doing theirs.
Well,
Um, so it's kind of not out yet, but I have a partner and all that is
cool.
so good on the logistics side because I'm more of like all the in person, all the network, everything
Mm-hmm.
like that. I'm great at. But logistics wise, he is absolutely amazing. So
Cool.
we've kind of been putting things into motion and wanting to go down the events route, which everything ties back into Goated. Everything that I do, I'm
Yep.
always, you know, whether it's my personal brand, like
Yeah.
everything is so tied together that it's
Yeah.
awesome. So I'm definitely still figuring things out kind of in the golf world.
Yeah.
It was a big leap of faith. Um, but I'm excited. I'm excited.
That's
Goated
so
has been it's
cool.
been cool to watch.
Yeah.
It kind of things kind of transpire.
It is amazing. I mean, I'm sure you're able to tell that already that the community is really small. Like, I think everybody
Yes.
says that. Whatever industry you're in, it feels really small. The second
Hmm.
you're in it and you're starting to see that network and connections, and I have a feeling, and I think it's even more niche when you take aside like the women in the industry. And so it's crazy. Like I've been in it a year and I mean, it's amazing how many people you come across. You're like, I know her. I met her through that other lady. Like, it's just kind of wild how small the network is. And I think there's a lot of eyes on the sport. So I don't doubt that you
Absolutely.
will go far and you'll have so many opportunities pop up ahead.
Thank
It's super exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I definitely agree with you on the industry being small because I thought coming from where I came from that that industry was small, and
Yeah.
now I've been, in this, and I can have a conversation with a brick wall, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So
It's so good.
I have gotten to know so many people, and
Yeah.
it's incredible what people have been willing to do for me and willing to help me
Yeah.
out. And yeah, I have been very, very, very impressed, I guess, by
Yeah.
the small golf community.
Yeah. 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 You'll go far. Like I said, you'll have so many cool things pop up, especially if you're getting into any of the event worlds or the pro-ams or anything like, I don't know, there's just so many different kinds of events and tournaments and kind of like a youthful generation coming into the sport. And obviously,
Mhm.
um, marketing and social media and all those things just like really propel, I think, the
Yes,
exposure
absolutely.
and visibility to what's going on in the industry. So it's
Hmm.
a really cool spot to be.
It is definitely, definitely.
Amazing. Well, we can't wait to watch you as you grow into this industry, especially having been here for so short a time, I think. It'll be fun to stay connected. However we can support you, you just keep us posted.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Good. Thanks, Dal.